going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today, of course, we are back here on this Monday to review one of the all-time greatest cricketing matches. You couldn't expect much more from a final. Sri Lanka hosting India, and they get rolled over for 50 runs. Yes, that is not a score edit. That is not something that's wrong with the screen. That right here is real. Sri Lanka win the toss on a deck that was favoured for batting, and they get embarrassed in the end. They get completely destroyed by Mohammad Siraj, by the Indian bowling unit. A little bit of cloud coverage early, kind of assisted the bowlers early, and I don't think Sri Lanka came in prepared. I don't know if they had a big night out on the town prior. I don't know if they were... I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but it certainly wasn't preparing for a big final of cricket. So, hey, if you are new around here, subscribe, leave a like, and make sure you comment down below all your thoughts on this one. Are you just... What the fuck happened? What did we witness last night in this final? No, this is a final. This is not the local backyard cricket game where it's a bunch of school kids playing against a professional outfit. This is a real scoreline in a real match between two nations. Like, you can't make this shit up. I don't know what the script writer was thinking, but you know what? Maybe they knew that there was going to be rain later on, and they just said, fuck this, let's get this tournament finished and done with. And you know what? I can't blame them in the end. So, hey, India are Asia Cup champions of 2023. They hold on to their ODI crown in the format, and a 10-wicket dominant victory prior to a big World Cup that they're going to be hosting coming up. So if you're an Indian fan, you're finally feeling that joy back in your heart. You're feeling like this team actually might do some damage at the World Cup now, because, of course, after that first game at the tournament against Pakistan that got washed out, I know that a lot of Indian fans were saying, no, we're fucked. We're not looking good, but they've really built themselves back up this tournament, and you know what? Probably some reward that they deserved in the end here. Were the dominant team all tournament and thoroughly deserved. So, hey, let's just get into this one. Let's talk about this game of cricket. Just while we're here, though, watch this. Yeah, shout out to Google, baby. All right. I'm going to edit that out. That was cringe. All right, player of the tournament. None other. The man did not have to do much today. In fact, I don't even think he had to roll the arm over, did he? He did. He bowled 1 over for 1 run. I mean, that is just as clinical as it gets. Player of the tournament. Kuldeep Yadav. You know what, man? He's really come back in the last 12 months or so. Had a big IPL and has now had a big Asia Cup here and has taken poles, dominated Pakistan in that must-win game. And then I think it was that game against Sri Lanka after that, where he then dominated them and took another 4-for. He's had a really outstanding tournament, and the things that you love to see from him, similar conditions that they're going to be having at the World Cup. So if you're Kuldeep, you're just licking your chops and you're feeling good for that World Cup, because you're going to lock him in every single game, and yeah, he's going to do damage. All right, player of the match. Wow, I think, you know what? I think Washington Sundar, very unlucky not to get player of the match here, Sundar. I thought his impact was bigger than Siraj's. I thought he was, he looked like the prime man out there, but they've given it to Siraj. And you know what? Fair enough. He took 6 for 21. He looked like prime fucking Glenn McGrath out there. The ball was doing all sorts. And the game was over in about 5 overs, I want to say. Sri Lanka were like 5 for 8 after like 6 overs. Yeah, so the game was done by then. Siraj had already sewn up player of the match, and shout out to Siraj, because he dedicated his prize match win to the ground staff at Sri Lanka. So massive shout out to Siraj, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this damn tournament, because they were covering the ground. They were, clogging up water on every little part of that deck. So just a massive shout out to them. They were loving it down there, weren't they? All right, Sri Lanka. You guys disappointed me, Sri Lanka. I'm not going to lie. I think they played their final against Pakistan. I think that they built themselves up. They used all of their energy for that big game against Pakistan to make it through to the final. So, that was a massive win. But you have to bring something to the table on the big stage, and they got embarrassed. Let's run through it. Nasanka, Yeah, all right. Yeah, so he's gone. He's gone for 2. So that, you know what, you can deal with Nasanka going early. Kusal Pereira, that was the first wicket actually nicked off there. He's gone for a golden egg and, well, actually not a golden, but still, he's going for a duck. And it's just, you're not feeling good. They're 2 down already. Kusal Mendez was the third. Well, he actually went a bit later on. He actually did top score with 17 off 34. So it just shows you what a dominant effort that was from Kusal. And he looked, it's not a good day at the office when you're the top scorer for just 17. He gets completely just fucking cleaned up by Siraj, an absolute nut. Samara Wikarama, he was gone. Siraj was on a hat-trick. He had 4 wickets in 1 over. I just couldn't believe what I'm seeing. I was geared in for a big night of watching cricket till like 3:30 a.m. That's normally when the games have finished in Sri Lanka, like around 3 a.m. here. So I was getting ready for a big night to watch the cricket, and the game was over in about two minutes. So Sri Lanka, yeah, he was a part of that hat-trick almost, I'm very sure. He was then gone there for a golden duck. Ishan, nice little take there. Dahananjaya De Silva, he's gone for 4. He's told to F off. Shanaka. Now, what did I ask for you in the game? In my last review, when they beat Pakistan, I asked Shanaka, you're the damn skipper, son. You have to stand up for once in this tournament. Give Sri Lanka something with the ball or with the bat. He didn't give him anything with the bat. In fact, you know what? He did. He faced 4 deliveries, and that was enough for him. And that was a really good delivery. He did not read it at all. And, honestly, pretty piss-poor captaincy, like, from Shanaka. Like, I'm not saying that about his field placements or his, bowling changes, just his overall performance from himself was pretty subpar this tournament. So if Sri Lanka's going to do anything at the World Cup, they need him to fire and get some form back, because he actually has a decent record against India as well. So not to be Walalagi. I mean, again, if you're a Sri Lankan fan, this is probably the big positive that you do take out of the tournament. He looks good. He's young. He can bowl well. He can bat well. And he kind of reminds me of like a Mahedi Hassan Miraz from Bangladesh. Like spinner, can bat, young, up and coming. Like I love all of that. Hermantha, not out for 13, inspirational. Madhushan won, and Paddy Rana decided, you know what, fuck this, I'm going to try and smack it. And first ball, he was out. So, yeah, just all around good scenes here from Sri Lanka. They brought up their 50 runs and the whole crowd just went nuts, man. And you know what? It was a good dedication there to the 50. So they decided, you know what? We're going to remain on 50 and we're going to let India into bat, because we feel like we've got enough on the board here. 50, that should be enough, right? That should be enough to finish India here. Let's talk about the bowlers before I get carried away. Bumrah, 1 for 23 off 5. He really set the tone early. He got that ball moving from the first rock, and it was not looking good early. Siraj, he's happy. I mean, this is the guy. This is him. Ronaldo, your team is done when Siraj pulls out that Sue celebration. Like, that's how you know that it's going to be a long afternoon at the office. He just bowled incredibly well. Some silly shots from the Sri Lankan batsmen. I don't know why they were trying to play at everything and smack everything so early. Like, play into an innings, block it, leave the ball. You get 50 overs to build an innings here. I don't know why they tried to get on the front foot early and just smack everything. Like, this is, you're playing against one of the best teams in the world. The ball is going to do a little bit. There was a bit of cloud coverage. The pitch was under covers early, so it was obviously going to move a little bit early. They just didn't read it at all, the Sri Lankan. I don't know if it was the coach, Silverwood, telling them that their plan had to be bat, and just go hard from the beginning, but I can't imagine it was. I can't imagine. So shout out to Siraj, though. He, just incredible. And his last 18, 24 months have been massive. And now the fact that Siraj gets to bowl with Bumrah in the same team again, they're a deadly combo. Pandya, well, the man just took a lazy 3 for 3 off 2.2. Don't mind that if you do. And Kuldeep Yadav, none for 1 off 1. Kuldeep only had to bowl 1 over. I mean, if you asked me who would have taken the most wickets in this game, I would have said it would be a spinner. The spinners barely even got to bowl. Like, Sri Lanka, 15 overs. You batted for 15 overs. You get 50 of them. You let me down. You know what? I was just as a neutral supporter, I was hoping for a good contest, a close game, big scores, big wickets. Mate, they scored 50 fucking runs. Like, this is not stick cricket, you know? That's not enough to defend. Anyways, all right. I wanted to talk about the fall of wickets. So in the first over, 1 for 1. In the third over, 2 for 8. Anyways, you move on. Oh, no, not the next ball. The ball after that, 3 for 8. Hold on a minute. This is not good. The next ball, it's 4 for 8. You're not looking good. That same over, last ball, De Silva's out. You're 5 for 12. And at that point, when do you think about forfeiting? When do you think about just leaving the ground and packing up shop and doing something? I mean, this is Shanaka. I don't want to talk about you. You've upset me all tournament. Kusal, you've had a great tournament, so shout out to Kusal. Walalagi, the same. Madushan, as the bowling was actually okay all tournament. But anyway, it's just a sad effort in the end. I mean, all credit to the Indian bowling unit. They put the heat on early and gave Sri Lanka no room to breathe, but some pretty piss poor shots in there. All right, India. Ooh, this was going to be hard to chase down. This was going to be, they had to give everything to this. 6 overs, they win the Asia Cup. So, yeah, that's always nice. Ishan Kishan, 23. So, Rohit Sharma being the great captain he is, shout out to Rohit. He promoted Ishan up the order and said, Ishan, go out there and fucking smack the ball around and go win us this game. Did that, 23 off 18, 4 threes, 3 fours. Yeah, you love to see that, of course, at the World Cup. This is not going to be the partnership, but I like it. You know, it's good captaincy, in my opinion, giving the youngster opportunity to go out there and just, be in that moment and win the game for your country. Like, I love that sort of stuff from Hitman, or any captain for that matter. And then Shubman Tendulkar, he looks good, doesn't he? He does look like prime Tendulkar almost. Like, fuck. Some of those shots that he's just clipping off the legs off a length is just ridiculous. He looked on song this entire tournament, and he's the danger man coming to the World Cup this year for India. Like, if Shubman can have a big World Cup, it's going to be dangerous. And India, their batting unit's looking in touch. The Sri Lankan bowlers, Madushan, none for 21 off 2. Paddy Rana, none for 21 off 2. I don't know if that's a shout out to 21 Savage or what the fuck's going on there, but both of them bowled really... I mean, Madushan was okay. I know the game was over. I know they had clocked out. I know they were already thinking about their beer after the game and putting their feet up on the couch. I get that, lads. But Paddy Rana, I think it was his last over that he bowled. It was fucking just dreadful. It was putrid. It was full toss. It was just crap after crap. And honestly, it was a little bit of a bad look. I'm thinking, like, lads, come on. Like, you got to give a better effort at the end than that. Like, show the fans like you're still fighting out there. You know it's done, but give a bit. Anyways, whatever. Walalagi, none for 7 off 2. Great respect shown from Gill and Ishan. You know, someone Sri Lanka can hang their hat on for the next 10, 15, 45, 100 years. So, yeah, just a massive shout out to him. He bowled incredibly well. He was still in the game. Even though he knew it was done, was still giving his all. Sri Lanka... all right, moving on. Anyways, moving on from that. So, hey, India are champions of Asia. We're just going to finish off with a few little statistics here. Shubman Tendulkar, we're not surprised. He's going to go home to Sarah and he's going to get a big congratulations. He batted incredibly well. She still might have to give him some throwdowns in the nets. There's still a few things to work on, but nonetheless, looked great. And he's going to be the big danger man come that World Cup. 302 runs, average of 75. Don't mind if you do. Kusal Mendez, he was good. Samawikarama, he did piss all in the final, but he did good all tournament. Baba, more of a stat pad at home. Anyways, cool. Rizwan, he actually did have a really good knock at the end, but wasn't enough against Sri Lanka. The wickets, Paddy Rana and Walalagi, I mean, so like this shows that Sri Lanka has had a great tournament. 2 of the top run getters, 2 of the top wicket takers. You've had a good tournament. You made the final, but they played their final against Pakistan. So look, they just let themselves down. Unfortunately, on the big stage, Paddy Rana, 11 poles, Walalagi, 10, Siraj, 10, Afridi, 10, Rauf, 9, Kuldeep, 9, Ahmed, 9. What else is next? So, highest scores. Baba. Anyways, that was in Pakistan. Virat Kohli, 122 not out. Shubi, Mehdi Hassan, and KL Rahul, best bowling figures. In no surprise, Mohammad Siraj with his 6 for 21 last night. Kuldeep Yadav, Pfeiffer, Walalagi, and the rest. So that is pretty much it. Well, there's not much more to go through here. The most hundreds, no one scored more than one. So, hey, that is going to cap off the Asia Cup for 2023. It's been an interesting tournament. There's been a lot of rain. There's been a lot of DLS. There's been covers on. There's been covers off. But nonetheless, we get to the end of the tournament. India are the winner. Rightfully so in the end. After that first game they played, they honestly did look like the best side in it comfortably and show that in the last game of the tournament. So hey, if you guys are new around here, subscribe, leave all your thoughts about this tournament down below. Who impressed you? Who let you down? What your ambitions are for the World Cup? Is India going to win it now? Are you certain about that? Have you locked it in? You might as well. Hey, I hope we all enjoyed, and I'll see everyone in the next one.